to another edition of a series of programs that we discuss different issues that affect the nation, economically, politically, and socially. And in our today's episode, we are having the Deputy President, Kano Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture, Ambassador Hassan Usman Dama. Ambassador, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So we are going to look at the federal government's intention of concessioning all the airports across the country, which Kano Airport, Makia, Malamin Kano International Airport is not an exception. Kano Chamber of Commerce, which is a critical stakeholder in Kano economic activity, is feeling like it have what to say or it have the right to participate in such process. Ambassador Dama, what informed your decision to at least to indicate your interest in this concession process?
Well, alhamdulillah, the indication of my interest is indication of the interest of the entire business community. We as a facilitator, as the leading organs of the organized private sector, we look at it, it's necessary for us to sustain our people, how we came together to see that this airport, the ownership of concessions will not go beyond Kano. It's very important for us, economically, security, and whatever.
Yeah, the airport concession ownership should not go beyond Kano. Particularly, Kano business community should own this facility. So at least, this facility is a very capital intensive term. How do you intend to raise capital to buy such facility and run it effectively to meet an international standard?
If you look at Kano, I believe the platform of Chamber has comprised more than capacity of owning the Kano airport, even the entire airport of the nations. The Chamber of Commerce has a capacity because of the membership involved. The first black man, the richest black man on the earth, is from Kano. Is a patron and a chamber and a member of the chamber. That is Angote.
But it seems the man doesn't have interest in such businesses.
We have Abdul Samad Rabi, that is poor. We have Alaja Amin and Tata, everybody knows him. And we have a meeting with Alaja Amin last Friday, and he developed the interest of keying into this projects.
Mostly business community from this part of the country, they always people act when there is an issue on the ground. Sometimes without necessarily having their homework right. So what do you put in place to ensure that you meet all the requirements and you have all the needed information from the Federal Minister of Aviation?
All the details concerning the concessions of Kano Airport, we almost have 98%. It's on the ground.
You're talking of 98% of the requirements.
The guidelines. We are having the guidelines. So, what we are now going to move forward, how are we going to meet that requirement? As yesterday, when we finished our meeting, we have formed a very strong committee whom we believe that they can deliver those assignments in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Let's look at the conditions. What are the conditions?
The conditions, they are met. Number one, all the airports that are going to be managed by the local and foreign investors there is some certain percent has to go to the foreign investors or technical partners, and the other percentage is going to the local content, that is local investors. And you are not going to own the entire airport. There is some specific items that have been removed which cannot be managed by the private sectors, like the runway, control tower, and the rest.
Okay.
But the buildings and all the facility in the airport, it is going to be concession for the period of 30 years.
Okay, you are talking that the federal government will own some share, some percentage of the control of the airport.
No. The federal government is going to own zero in the owning of the airport, but there is a technical area which you cannot release it to the private investor. It has to be managed by the government. As I said, the traffic, the runway, and the control tower, because those are the strategies items in the airport which should be managed everywhere in the world by the government.
So at this point, what do you want the public to know?
Well, already we have started installations. This airport, it's very good to come together to see that this airport is owned by Kano because of two things. Economically, it will generate more of it. On the security-wise, it will bring a lot of employment, and we will be safe on our border, because the airport is a border access of entering the country. If it is not to be managed by the soul of the sun, maybe they misuse the opportunity of bringing something that is going to harm the entire people. And again, if you look at
1990s,
the activities of the airports in Kano is more than the airport and is more than the Abuja. But due to the technical thing, now we are backward. And the station that we have, Kano Airport, is the best airport in Africa. It's the best airport in Africa to reach in anywhere on the earth. If you are going to the Far East, Kano Airport is in the center. If you are going to Europe, Kano Airport is in the center. So, if the airport Kano is managed very well, it will be a home, transit home of all West African countries.
The position of Kano economically, and we have found the previous position and situation of Kano Airport, which was booming in the 60s, 70s, and 90s. Now, are you telling me if this airport is concessioned and owned by Kano business community, it will revive such situation, such past glory?
I am 100% sure that if this airport is being owned by the business community in Kano, together with the foreign partners, this airport will be more active in the near future, more than Lagos Airport, because we have advantage more than Lagos.
So, saying Kano Airport can be more than Lagos, not even competing with this Lagos, it will be like a magic. Looking at how Murtala Mohammed Airport, not even Murtala Mohammed Airport, how even Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Lagos is having activities. You can see you can triple that of Kano. But for you to say this, it will not be an easy task.
The reason why I said that, the airport's activities, it is people. We have, if you look at entire nations, almost 60% of this zone, or 70, before they applied the Kano airport to fly.
Okay. So maybe after the concession, time will tell, and at the same time now we have few international airlines operating within the airport. So now, as part of your plan, do you have any arrangements with such flights or such airlines to come back to Kano?
What brings the airlines to come is two things: the passenger and the facilitation of the airport.
Passenger and facilities.
What brings the passenger to the airport is facilitations. If you have a very good facilitation service in the airport, somebody from Lagos will come to Kano and fly.
Okay.
Somebody from Port Harcourt will prefer to fly out of Kano than fly out of Port Harcourt.
Okay. How do you intend to partner with such foreign investors?
Well, we have already made it clear to the committees. We need to have interested funds from the investors, and we look at who has the best offer and who has the best capability for partnering us in order to succeed in this initiative.
So what is the federal government's time frame for concessioning this?
The federal government has already released the indefinite, and they have released the time, which is not announced right now, but 98 of the guidelines, we have it. Our staff is coming from Abuja, now it's on the way. It's going to arrive in the last flight. By tomorrow, the information will be furnished to the committee, and the committee comprises all the technical people concerned. Will comprise the aviation, the aviators, will comprise the brokers, will comprise the legal people for the legal advice on the conditions that the federal government has set aside. How are we going to fulfill that condition faster enough? Comprise some brokers, because what we are intended to do, the concessions of the percentage of Kano, we want to break it into unit shares so that a lot of people will be engaged. We don't want monopoly on the system. We want each and every sector to feel they are on board in ownership of this in the field of business.
So actually, before we close this interview, I don't know whether there's anything that you need to see that your attention is not.
Well, the only thing that we are seeking is a prayer. We want Kano people to pray for us. We want Kano people who have the means to join this exercise, because it's good for them economically, and it will help the entire states, and a lot of employment will be generated. We don't want what happened to happen to us. During when they are going to franchise the neighbor, the kind of people didn't heal, and now we are suffering the consequences. Because if you look at the trade charges of the neighbor, we are paying higher than Lagos and Port Harcourt.
Is the Catco not being owned by Kano?
The Catco is not being owned by Kano, but the largest share of Catco is owned by the people outside Kano.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Doma. On behalf of Deputy President Kano Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Ambassador Hassan Doma, and all my co-members, I have the saying goodbye for now.
Thank you so much.